especially honored that His Holiness Prabhupada Maharaj has chosen to be with us on this very special occasion. Maharaj has dedicated over 55 years in serving Srila Prabhupada. Can you imagine? That's such an amazing long time. And just to be in his presence, deepens our faith in Srila Prabhupada. And so with that, I would like to invite Maharaj to please read his Vyasapuja offering to Srila Prabhupada.
Prabhupada is smiling. I hope you notice. All around the world, places where I go, and there's a devotee of Prabhupada. It's not like it's frowning, but it's very serious, penetrating glance. He's smiling. Om
Chakshuro Militamena Tasmai Shri Gurudev Namo Krishna Prasaya Bhutale Srimati Bhaktivedanta Swami Namani Namaste Saraswati Deve Gauranga Pracharine Nirvishesha Sunyavadi Asyata Nipatari
Mukam Karoti Rajam Angam Navakite Yatakatam Mahamvante Shri Guru Devatam. My dear and most respected spiritual master and eternal Father, please accept my most humble and respectful obeisances in the dust of your most merciful lotus feet of glories to you, Srila Prabhupada. Loyalty to you is my life and soul. Through you, coming to the stage of selfless devotional service becomes a possibility, otherwise not. One of the primary inspiring verses for me from Srimad Bhagavatam is, of late, is 2:3:10. Akam sarvakamoha mokshakamo padavati tirena bhakti yogena yajeta purusham param. In the Bhaktivedanta purports you cite one Sanskrit passage from Jiva Goswami's Brahmasandarbha, where he explains the meaning of desirelessness or akam. Bhajaniya karma purusha sukha matra svasukhatam. This phrase has been a continuous refrain of meditation for me, in part because I hold Srila Jiva Goswami in a special place in my heart, along with Rupa Goswami in your divine grace. You exemplify as Rupa Goswami and Jiva Goswami this message of having no desire except the happiness of Krishna, which in turn manifests your happiness. My aspiration and prayer to you today is that I may receive sufficient strength and purity in your association and through your service, through Tivra Bhakti, to achieve the same objective, having no desire other than Sri Krishna's happiness, means no other desire for your happiness. And after to reach that position, as I have learned from you, awaken from offenseless chanting, or coming to the stage where Shuddhanam is at the center of my heart on this day, your Vyasapuja, I pray to you for these two simple and sublime benedictions. My life is yours. You can do with me as you like. Nonetheless, please know that this is my aspiration in service to you and to Krishna. Your eternal servant, Lord Ranat Swami, Srila Prabhupada.
Jai.
Thank you, Maharaj, for reading your heartfelt offering. Next, we'll invite our wonderful temple president, Her Grace Premananda Mataji, to read the GBC's offering to Srila Prabhupada.
Hare Krishna. I believe the offering by our GBC, His Grace Aruda Mata. Dear Srila Prabhupada, please accept my humble obeisances at the dust of your lotus feet. As the years go by, it becomes more and more obvious how exalted a teacher you are. How special is your position as ISKCON's founder and chairman. How we remain dependent on you, and how ISKCON devotees must look to you as our example of Krishna consciousness today and in the future. I have recently seen evidence of two new tests that awaits us. To survive them, we must cling to your lotus feet for guidance and example. First, ISKCON will soon face the passing of the entire first generation of devotees, your disciples, who served, built, and guided ISKCON. Many of these devotees today serve as Diksha Gurus, Shiksha Gurus, members of the GBC, sannyasis, and in other important roles. Their leadership has been essential to keep ISKCON a unified global preaching society. Today, the physical and mental capacities of many of these elders are failing. Time is running out. We will not have the blessing of the physical presence of these disciples of your divine grace for much longer. Their departure will usher in many challenges, including that some second generation disciples will struggle without the physical presence of their gurus. Some of these disciples who become new gurus or leaders of their field may claim superiority or special exclusive insights from their departed gurus, which set them apart from ISKCON authority and frees them from the necessity of serving all. wealth. We are in danger of being swayed by power and influence. We are in danger of being seduced to think that success sets us apart or makes us better than others. What can we do about these new allurements? How do we withstand the loss of today's generation of Hare Krishna leaders? What hope is there for us conditioned souls, born and bred in Kali Yuga, products of blessings find us? We, the members of ISKCON today and in the future, have only one hope. That hope is you, Srila Prabhupada. We must forever take shelter of your teachings, example, and presence in our lives. You are our founder and our Acharya. We will fail if we don't heed both your precepts and your example. Your own example is awe-inspiring. Despite all outward appearances of failure, loss, and setback, and later fame, success, and followers, you retained your fidelity to your Guru and his mission. My only credit, you told us, was that you strictly followed the mandate given by your Guru Maharaj. You struggled alone along all odds for years in India before your departure to the West. You boarded the Jaladuta practically penniless. You endured a stormy sea and 2 heart attacks. You arrived to a strange land without patron or fixed residence. You struggled alone again for a year in New York City. But you remained determined to serve God and your Guru Maharaj. Even as your movement grew, you exhibited your transcendence to outward success or failure. Some disciples squandered ISKCON's money. Some became contaminated by Mayavada philosophy. Some left altogether. Yet, you continued undaunted. You remained fixed in the vow of absolute surrender to your Guru Maharaj and to Lord Chaitanya's mission. Over time, tremendous influence, fame, and resources came to you. Within a dozen years, you had thousands of disciples, millions of books in print, hundreds of properties, millions of dollars at your disposal. You personally met and boldly advised prime ministers, governors, chief ministers, senators, mayors, cardinals, rock stars, professors, activists, artists, yogis, millionaires, and more. You stayed at the homes of some of the wealthiest families in India, but you were not influenced by their wealth. Instead, you boldly taught them Krishna Bhakti. You rose early in the morning, no matter what, to translate your books. You bore the endless barrage of visitors asking immature and even more offensive questions. You insisted on living in humble quarters near your disciples. You wore simple clothes. You accepted expensive gifts as expressions of love, then gave them away to others within hours or days. As time passed, you had manors, palaces, mansions dedicated to your name and your service. But you were never affected by such honors. You continued to remind us that you were simple, the humble servant of His Divine Grace, Srila Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Goswami Maharaj, and that all credit was His alone. Srila Prabhupada, ISKCON will continue to grow. We too will face the challenges of success, influence, power, and the loss of leadership, as well as being thrust into leadership. Please let us be humble instruments in your hands so that we can shoulder these burdens without stumbling. Both history books and Shastras are filled with stories of souls and communities. We became proud and forgot their dependence on God and Guru. Let us avoid that fate by remembering that whatever we have in our lives are your gifts, God's gifts, and if we do not utilize them properly in His service, whatever we may have, fame, power, money, followers, prestige, opulence, can be taken from us in a moment. Prabhupada, let us now and in future generations always at every moment look to you as our guide, mentor, and example. The tests that face us are changing. Let us rise to the challenges we confront in a mood of deep love and heartfelt gratitude for all that you have given us. If we forget you and your example and instructions, we will be lost. If we remember you, our future, ISKCON's future, the world's future, then the world's future is bright. Your servant, Anuttama Das, GBC member, Global Minister of Communications. Jai Srila Prabhupada. So, I think before I pass this on, I would like to add a few lines of my own, standing in front of all of you and my Guru Maharaj. I have so much to be grateful for. His Divine Grace Srila Prabhupada, if it was not for Srila Prabhupada, I don't think any one of us would have even understood what is the practice of bhakti. We would not have had anything at all. Today, I am so grateful for zillions of things. I cannot list them, but I remain eternally grateful to our great grand spiritual master, Srila Prabhupada. I remain so grateful to him for giving me my spiritual master, His Holiness Aruda Swami Maharaj, who has been the sole inspiration for me over so many years, for this entire community of ISKCON Naperville, ISKCON Chicago. If it was not for his guidance, I don't think that I would have been here standing in front of you, expressing what I'm feeling in my heart. And I'm sure that is true for many of you as well. And you noticed that this last 2 days, tens of thousands of people came here. This temple is only 1.5 years old. That many people were flooding, and many things that Anuttama Prabhu wrote here, it really resonates very deeply in my heart, because, our temple is an example of everything that he was pointing out, that we are susceptible to so many, problems. These millions of people coming in here and how to serve them. First of all, I want to take a moment to express my heartfelt gratitude to each and every one in this community, because I saw everybody breaking your back, and it is because of you the temple is growing so nicely. But at the same time, while I remain eternally grateful to all of you, I feel we have to grow, we have to mature, including myself. We have to grow a lot to be able to serve Srila Prabhupada's mission in a very pleasing way, pleasing to Guru and pleasing to Srila Prabhupada. If we forget that, all the opulence, money, everything will become a problem. So with that, I want to thank everybody on behalf of ISKCON Naperville also. I'm so grateful for this temple. I'm so grateful for our most beloved deity, Sri Radha Shyamasundar, gifted to us by His Holiness Gopal Swami Maharaj. And, we are a happy family. It's a growing family. We have a lot to do here. Let's grow up with the consciousness that we are here to serve Srila Prabhupada and his mission as he wanted us to serve. Thank you all once again. Thank you. Thank you, Guru Maharaj.
Thank you for that touching offering, Mataji. Next, we will invite Hari Vani Prabhu to read His Holiness Radha Maharaj's offering, followed by Aruda Mataji.
Dear Srila Prabhupada, on the auspicious day of your Vyasapuja, I offer my prostrated obeisances to your lotus feet. 59 years ago, on this sacred day, you were aboard the Jaladuta cargo ship and about to cross the Arabian Sea. You are practically alone, as there was only a small crew of working sailors and a captain aboard. At that time, at the age of 69, you had a meager 40 rupees and did not know a single person where you were destined to go. A few days before you boarded the ship, you went on a pilgrimage to Mayapur Dhama to beg for the blessings of your Guru Maharaj, Srila Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Thakur Prabhupada, at his Samadhi Mandir. The sole reason for you to risk your life on this impossible mission was to serve his instruction with limitless compassion, to bring Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's message to the Western world in the English language. After 38 days at sea, while tolerating seasickness and heart attacks, you arrived in America, eventually came to New York City. There, in your own words, you were wandering like a homeless vagabond, seeking someone to hear Lord Chaitanya's message. The next year, in 1966, on the day of your Vyasapuja, in a small rundown storefront on the Lower East Side, you held the first initiation ceremony for 11 young American hippies of the counterculture. Most of them had only been coming for a month or so and had no clear idea what initiation actually was. At the time, they were the whole movement. The next year, in 1967, your health deteriorated and you decided to return to Vrindavana, where Krishna would either end your physical life or grant you the health to push forward your Guru Maharaj's mission. That year, on your appearance day, you were in your simple room at the Radha Damodar temple. Upon your health improving, you departed from Vrindavana to the west a second time, circling the world again and again to spread the pure message of Srimad Bhagavatam in the holy names of Krishna. I remember your Vyasapuja in 1972. You were personally present while hundreds of wonderful devotees gathered on a hilltop at New Vrindavan to hear you speak and lead Kirtana. In your overwhelming personal presence, we were united as a spiritual family to celebrate your limitless glories. We offered our lives in gratitude to you while chanting, dancing and feasting. Today, Srila Prabhupada, on your Vyasa Puja, millions of your followers in all parts of the world are worshipping you with hearts and souls. In magnificent temples, spacious parks, prestigious auditoriums and sanctified homes, your glories are permeating. It is truly a festival of gratitude. Still, your Vyasa Puja is a sober opportunity for each of us to personally meditate on how your divine grace has transformed our lives and opened the doors to the spiritual world of Radha Krishna. It is a day to contemplate the quality of our own sincerity in how genuinely we are striving to please you. According to the sincerity in which we personally reciprocate, with your mercy, by living in the shelter of your instructions, Paramatma in each of our hearts will bless us with spiritual progress. Genuinely expressing our gratitude to you by following your teachings and assisting in your mission is our sweet path of surrender. By striving to love the Supreme Personality of Godhead, Radha Krishna, through hearing and chanting, and to respectfully cooperate with one another in devotional service are the ways you instructed us to please you. We pray to always remember that your causeless compassion is our only real qualification. In a world being torn apart by brutal wars, imminent catastrophic climate changes, deathly diseases, and the unavoidable complexities of quarreling, fighting, and division, where false ego, lust, anger, and greed prevail, we need to take your message with all urgency. You have given us shelter in the association of those who strive to personally love Krishna. We can see as a testament of your mercy how sincere devotees from different sides of opposing battling nations can still honor one another as Vaishnavas. This is possible when we choose to surrender to the path of bhakti as you have given it. Srila Prabhupada, when focusing on your life and teachings, devotee relationships can transcend racial, religious, social or ideological conflicts, and we can be united as Vaishnavas. Such devotional communities and Vaishnava character can awaken the joy of pure bhakti within the suffering hearts of a population being devoured by the blazing flames of Kali Yuga. This is the supreme benediction of Harinama Sankirtana movement you so mercifully bestowed upon us and entrusted to us. How can we ever repay you? Srila Prabhupada, I beg forgiveness for my countless shortcomings. I am a hypocritic fallen soul crying for your mercy and praying to serve your beloved servants. Ranat Swami.
Thank you, Prabhu. Next, we'll have Devi Murthy Mataji read His Holiness Gopal Krishna Maharaj's offering, and then followed by Aruda Mataji.
Dear Srila Prabhupada, please accept my humble obeisances at your divine lotus feet. This year, we are celebrating your 128th appearance anniversary. Because of your purity and determination, the Krishna consciousness movement has spread to every corner of the world. In the purport of Chaitanya Charitamrita, Adi Lila 7:164, you state, the Goswamis not only engaged in writing books, but also constructed temples because both are needed for preaching work. You told us that both book distribution and temple construction should continue side by side on parallel lines. In the next few days, on the auspicious occasion of Ram Navami, we are going to inaugurate a new temple in Rohini, Delhi. You spent considerable time in Delhi. While residing at the Radha Damodar temple in Vrindavan, you regularly travel to Delhi to get your books published and distribute them. As you did not have enough funds, you would travel from Mathura to Delhi in a third-class compartment. After establishing ISKCON in the West, you returned to India to preach to Indians who had forgotten their Vedic culture. Your vision of Delhi focused on the fact that Delhi was the most important city in Asia. According to Tejas Das, who was president of the Delhi temple until 1976, Prabhupada wanted to do programs every week in different parts of Delhi. Prabhupada kept increasing his desire to have temples in Delhi, from 8 to 18 centers. He wanted influential people to be invited to these programs. Prabhupada, by your causeless mercy, we have almost achieved the target you gave us. Between 1975 and 1977, I went with you to many locations to obtain land to build a temple. After a long struggle, we obtained a very significant piece of land in South Delhi. Sri Radha Parthasarthi deities were first installed by you at Ananda Niketan in a rented facility. Later, they were moved to another rented house in Bengali market. Finally, a beautiful temple was built for the pleasure of their lordships Sri Radha Parthasarthi, Sri Gaur Nitai, and Sri Sitaram Lakshman Hanuman. This project was inaugurated on Ram Navami 1998 by the late Prime Minister Sri Atal Bihari Vajpayee, who praised you and your movement. Then we obtained a second temple in Punjabi Bagh. This temple has also attracted thousands to Krishna consciousness. Gradually, your movement went on expanding, and 10 temples have been opened in different locations. Currently, we have 6 major temples under construction. As I mentioned above, the Rohini temple will be inaugurated on Ram Navami 2024. Located on the main road, this temple is a grand artistic presentation. It will also be one of the temples where significant attention has been given to the details. For the very first time, Panchatattva deities will be installed in India outside Bengal. Presently, we have temples under construction at Kurukshetra, Dwarka, Ghaziabad, and 2 other locations. By your causeless mercy, we have achieved the target that you have given, that of constructing temples and gradually growing from 8 to 18 temples in Delhi. Often, devotees are amazed by the the temples we have in Delhi, but all this has been possible only by your purity and tapasya you performed in Delhi. We are reaping the fruits of the seeds you planted. On this auspicious day, I beg you for your mercy that I continue to serve you eternally. Your eternal servant, Gopal Krishna Maharaj.
Thank you, Mataji. Next, we'll have Aruda Mataji, followed by Yamuna Jivan Prabhu.
Namo Vishnupadaya Krishna Pashtaya Bhutale Srimate Bhaktivedanta Swami Niti Namane Namaste Saraswati Deve Gauravani Pacharine Nirvishesha Shunyavadi Paschatya Deshatarine. Dear Srila Prabhupada, please accept my sincere and humble obeisances at your lotus feet on this auspicious and exalted day of your divine appearance, Vyasapuja. Srila Prabhupada, after you made your divine appearance in 1896, you met your Guru Maharaj, Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Goswami, who requested you to broadcast the Vedic knowledge in English in the years that followed. In the years that followed, Srila Prabhupada, you wrote a commentary on Bhagavad Gita. In 1950, you retired from domestic life to spend more time studying scriptures and writing. You traveled to the holy town of Vrindavan and lived in the historic temple of Radha Damodar. In 1959, Srila Prabhupada, you began to work on your life's masterpiece, a multi-volume translation of the 18,000 verses of Srimad Bhagavatam. After publishing 3 volumes of Bhagavatam, you traveled to New York City. You were practically penniless, but you had faith that the mission of your spiritual master would be successful. You were 69 then. When the people take rest, you took the task of liberating the fallen souls. Srila Prabhupada, you built a house the whole world can live in peace, the International Society for Krishna Consciousness. Your house attracted many conditioned souls in the sincere pursuit of the highest goal of life, God realization. Your house is ever blissful, overflowing with joyful chanting and dancing, sumptuous prasadam, philosophical talks expounding the absolute truth, and the association of many jubilant and bright-faced spiritual brothers and sisters. You traveled the globe 14 times and established 108 temples throughout the world, which are oases in the desert of this materialistic culture of the present day. But the crowning glory of your illustrious success was the translation of the topmost Vedic literatures, namely the Srimad Bhagavatam, Bhagavad Gita, and Chaitanya Charitamrita, and other important religious works. You have received honors and acclaim from erudite scholars, but you never accepted any personal credit. In due course of time, however, noted historians will document how this Krishna consciousness movement saved the world, and it is all to your credit. Srila Prabhupada, it is quite amazing how you have expanded the Bhagavatam to include your own insights through your enlightening purports, the insights of previous acharyas, and then you invite readers to draw on their own life experiences as ways to affirm the truths mentioned in the Bhagavatam. Thus, for you, the Bhagavatam is not limited to descriptions of the Lord's devotees in ancient India. It is not a geographically limited literature. Rather, the Bhagavatam challenges us to think broadly, to see it as a dynamic, living text that is to be assimilated and to transform our lives as well as the lives of others. Srila Prabhupada, my heart overflows with gratitude to you. I have no love or pure faith, but by force of circumstances and by your blessings, I was able to develop some affinity to hearing classes from your dedicated and pure disciples, whom you had personally trained and empowered. You explained that we are all helpless in this material world. The difficulties and suffering we face are all Krishna's mercy, meant to help us hear his holy names and pastimes with a feeling of complete helplessness. You gave the world the panacea that can remedy all material sufferings in this dark age of Kali. By your transcendental chanting of the holy name, young people flock to you, abandoning their former friends, schools, jobs, etc. Just like when Lord Nityananda went on the streets of Navadvip chanting, people left everything to join him. They disappeared for days. Uncles were missing, old men were missing, and there was a whole group of young boys who disappeared for days, roaring in Kirtan. Srila Prabhupada, you are an eternally liberated soul, a Paramahansa, who descended from the spiritual abode of Lord Krishna. You're the empowered spiritual master of the universe who has incarnated for the salvation of the entire world. Please keep me under the shelter of your dedicated disciples. Your humble servant, Aruda Devidas.
Thank you, Mataji. Next, we'll have Yamuna Jivan Prabhu, followed by Anandini Priya Mataji, who will read His Holiness Indradumna Maharaj's offering.
Namam Vishnupadaya Krishna Prishtaya Bhutale Shrimate Rompa Swami Niti Namine. Namam Vishnupadaya Krishna Prishtaya Bhutale Shrimate Bhakti Vedanta Swami Niti Namine. Namaste Saraswate Deve Gauravani Pracharine Nirvishesha Shunyavadi Paschatya Deshatarine. My most dear and respected Srila Prabhupada, please accept my humble and prostrated obeisances onto your divine lotus feet. All glorious to your divine grace, an ocean of mercy. The ocean of material life is truly endless with confusion, twisted philosophies, vain and convoluted attempts at figuring out reality, and ultimately unadulterated pain. In the midst of finding ourselves in such a precarious situation, you stand as a beacon of light with simple, fundamental essence teachings, so lucidly explained, yet elusive to truly grasp. The way eternal servants of the enigmatic Supreme Personality of Godhead. There exists an inseparable and unique relationship of oneness and difference between us and Him. You not only incessantly spoke this truth, but deeply embodied it. You are our Acharya. We learn from you the gold standard of what it means to be a servitor of Krishna. One of your most meaningful gifts is the Srimad Bhagavatam that contains the example and teachings of Sri Prahlad Maharaj. He says, Prayena deva munayo svimamukti kama maunam charanti vijanena parartha nishta. Naparartha nishta. Most spiritualists interested in their own liberation wander in solitude and silence, not dedicated to others' welfare. You, on the other hand, are deeply dedicated to this principle of utter commitment, nishtha, to the actual welfare of other souls, Paratma. This gift of the Srimad Bhagavatam, gosh, there's nothing like it. So illuminating, so vast, so personable. It is one's shelter for accessing reality, connecting with one's real self, appreciating Krishna, and providing clarity in astounding ways. And what did you have to endure to provide this gift to us? To me. Endless nights of translations, enduring unimaginable physical pain, deep thought in sharing a summary of the wise words of previous teachers to make it relevant to modern life. Activate, encourage, and prod an entire team of devotees to translate, transcribe, edit, design graphics, create paintings, publish, etc. And all with a starting budget of practically $0. Unreal. Thank you is weak and insufficient. This one gift of Srimad Bhagavatam moves me. What to speak of so many other gifts? You're my spiritual grandfather who has this unlimited bank account that I'm undeservedly inheriting. This year, I've spent a few months hearing your famous and lively morning walks, always teaching, uncompromising in the use of the word rascal, yet endlessly patient and compassionate, evinced by your dealings with Mr. Patel in Mumbai. To tell you the truth, I was feeling irritated 50 years later, hearing his interruptions over and over again. But you, Srila Prabhupada, are very different. The world has become enamored with podcasts, conversations on relevant topics. I find these recorded walks as our Hare Krishna original podcasts, light, laughter, and sweet opportunities to learn about our philosophy, detailed nuances of how to apply it, and most wonderfully, to learn about your personality. You've created an international society of Vaishnavas, jewel-like persons who inspire and challenge me, who love and encourage me, and who are my targets of service, starting with my own Guru Maharaj, Srila Swami. Please give me the strength, the wisdom, patience, genuine affection, determination, lasting commitment, and Krishna connection to serve them, just like you did. Being diminutive like a fly and broken in several ways, I have very limited capacity. Yet I wish to contribute to your glorious mission. Please accept me. Your aspiring servant, Yamuna Jandas.
Thank you for that offering. Next, we'll invite Anandini Priya Mataji, who will read His Holiness Aruda Maharaj's offering, followed by Gopal Hari Prabhu.
Hare Krishna, dear devotees. So here is the offering from Srila Gurudev. I'm not reading all of it, just some sections. So here it goes. Dear Srila Prabhupada, please accept my humble obeisances in the dust of your lotus feet. All glories to you. Today marks the 54th time I have celebrated your Vyasapuja in my life. This occasion is the spiritual pinnacle of my year. A time when I reflect on the progress I may have made and the services I have rendered in your honor. You envisioned ISKCON as the primary vehicle for propagating the movement initiated over 500 years ago by Lord Chaitanya and his immediate followers, the 6 Goswamis. When you visited temples in the early days of ISKCON, your inquiries were always the same. How many books have you distributed? How many devotees have you made? What important people have you arranged for me to meet? Since then, I have believed that answering these questions with tangible results is the key to pleasing you and thereby obtaining the boundless mercy that leads to the ultimate goal of life. In a conversation on June 5th, 1976, while driving back from a morning walk in Los Angeles, Rameshwara Swami asked you, Srila Prabhupada, I was told that Lord Chaitanya's movement will rise like a moon and shine for 10,000 years. Is that true? You softly murmured in assent and then said, this movement will go on for 10,000 years without any impediment. Many fallen souls will be delivered back to home, back to Godhead. Demons that are trying to challenge us cannot stop our movement for 10,000 years. A couple of weeks later, in New Vrindavan, you reiterated this prophecy to your disciples. Literatures are selling and they are being appreciated by the learned circles. It takes some time, but if we stick to our principles and do not compromise, our movement will never stop. It will go on. At least for 10,000 years, it will continue. Srila Prabhupada, it is clear to me that you possess the power to gradually transform the face of the earth. This is confirmed in Vishnu Dharma. For one who has Lord Govinda in his heart, Satyuga becomes manifest in the midst of Kali, and even Satyuga becomes Kali Yuga for one who does not have infallible Lord in his heart. When someone once asked you about your own miracles, you smiled, waved your hand toward your disciples and said, my miracle is that I have made all these Western boys and girls devotees of Krishna. Srila Prabhupada, your miracles continue to manifest through the medium of your International Society for Krishna Consciousness. As your representatives on the Baltic Sea coast in Poland this summer, we, your servants, witnessed many such miracles. For your pleasure on this day, please allow me to recount some of them to you. At our festival in the village of Ustrain, Moskri, I noticed an older couple sitting in the front row as I lectured. While the gentleman was captivated, his wife appeared restless and disinterested. However, as I continued to speak, sharing all that I had shared from you, Srila Prabhupada, I observed her demeanor slowly changed, as if her interest had been piqued. By the end, she seemed as transfixed as her husband. After the lecture, she purchased a Bhagavad Gita and asked me to sign it. Actually, this is what I was always looking for, she said. Her husband looked shocked, his eyes wide and his jaw opened in amazement. He said, I have been trying to get her to read this book for years, he said to me. I first read the Bhagavad Gita in a comparative religion course. I was so inspired by it that I placed a copy in every room of a large resort I owned. My wife, however, never showed any interest. We drove 200 kilometers today to attend this festival. On the way, I said to my wife that I hope the festival might finally inspire her to read the Bhagavad Gita, but she candidly dismissed my hope, just as she had throughout our marriage. But now here she is buying a copy of her own. This is nothing short of miraculous. Later in the evening, I shared the story with Guru Kripadas. With a smile he said, yes, Maharaj, such things are a daily occurrence on our festival too. As you well know, let me tell you what happened earlier this afternoon. I was putting up posters to advertise for the festival when a couple stopped to look. What festival is this? The man asked. A festival of India? Where is it going to be? Before I could answer, a man passing by overheard him and interjected, It's not the festival of India. It's a festival of Hare Krishna. Please, you go. You won't regret it. You will learn many interesting things about the soul, reincarnation, and how to overcome suffering in this world. Most important of all, you will learn about love of God and how to return to the spiritual world. Later that evening, as Jaitam Das thanked the audience for attending the festival, a nicely dressed woman burst into the stage. Eager to speak, Jaitam handed her the microphone, and she excitedly began glorifying the event, describing many of its attractions in detail. This festival has been running for 34 years, she exclaimed. I first encountered it 20 years ago and have attended it every year since then. My dear citizens, I often wonder how unfortunate I am to have missed the first 14 years. Srila Prabhupada, as you have always relished hearing about the progress of your movement, we humbly offer this report of our service this past summer. All credit goes to you. Please empower us to continue sharing your miraculous message with the world. We live only to please you.
Thank you, Mataji. Next, we'll have Gopal Hari Prabhu, followed by Charulila Chitra Gopi to read the offering after that.
Dear Srila Prabhupada, please accept my most humble obeisances at your divine lotus feet. All glories to you and your unalloyed devotees. Your glories and pastimes are innumerable and eternal. I have no qualification to glorify you, and so my offering is a small attempt to offer the drops of your mercy unto your lotus feet. On this auspicious day of your Vyasapuja, we come together with hearts full of gratitude and devotion to offer our deepest respects and appreciation to you. Today I want to remember your divine words. During a morning walk on July 21st, 1975, in San Francisco, you conversed with your disciples. Prabhupada, yes, my Guru Maharaj passed in 1936, and I started this movement in 1965, 30 years after. Then, I am getting the mercy of Guru. This is Vani. Even if the Guru is not physically present, if you follow the Vani, you are getting help. Sudama, so there's no question of ever separation as long as the disciple follows the instruction of the Guru? Prabhupada, no. Chakudan diloje. What is that? Next one, Sudama. Chakudan diloje, janme janme Prabhu se. Prabhupada, janme janme Prabhu se. So where is there separation? Whoever has opened your eyes, he is, birth after birth, your Prabhu. When Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu disappeared, he called back his eternal associates one by one. In the same way, Srila Prabhupada, you are calling back your eternal associates, while we look on in despair. This is indeed the wonder of your movement. We don't realize who is walking amongst us, often until it is too late. But your words and mercy assure us that it is never too late. You are wholly present with us, birth after birth. You never depart unless we allow you to depart from our hearts. In the purport to 4:2850 Srimad Bhagavatam, you write, a devoted disciple of the spiritual master would rather die with the spiritual master than fail to execute the spiritual master's mission. It is the duty of the disciples to take charge of the mission of the spiritual master and execute it properly. Otherwise, the disciple should decide to die along with the spiritual master. In other words, to execute the will of the spiritual master, the disciple should be prepared to lay down his life and abandon all personal considerations. We pray that we can dedicate our life not to our own missions, but to your sacred mission. Indeed, you are present in every center and temple of your movement, and devotees around the world feel your tangible presence. Please continue to guide, chastise, and purify us. You are our only shelter. You have given us the holy name, but we do not have the power to chant it unless you give us your causeless mercy. Bhaktivinoda Thakur has sung, I do not find the strength to carry on alone the Sankirtan of the holy name of Hari. Please bless me by giving me just one drop of faith with which to obtain the great treasure of the holy name of Krishna. Krishna is yours, you have the power to give him to me. I am simply your servant, running behind you, shouting, Krishna, Krishna. During a Zoom call with his North American disciples, which later we would come to know was his final meeting, my Guru Maharaj, His Holiness Gopal Krishna Goswami said, quote, Srila Prabhupada said, I am chanting here, you are chanting there. As long as we are chanting, we are always united. His Holiness Romapad Maharaj also once said in a class that in your chanting you will see Krishna. It is our humble desire and hope that one day your words, Srila Prabhupada, the words of His Holiness Romapad Maharaj and the words of His Holiness Gopal Krishna Maharaj will come true in our lives. Thank you, Srila Prabhupada, for giving us your divine books, your morning program, and your wonderful temple, ISKCON Naperville, and the association of such loving, wonderful devotees. Please forgive us for our offenses to you and your dedicated devotees. We are very grateful to be here and offer some service to Shishi Radha Shyam Sundar. Indeed, your temples are oases in the desert. Thank you for giving us the opportunity to hear from His Holiness Romapad Maharaj. Thank you for providing the matchless gift of pure devotional service to the entire world without discrimination. In Srimad Bhagavatam 7.745, you write, quote, Krishna consciousness, devotional service to Krishna, is the ocean of eternal bliss. In comparison to this eternal bliss, the so-called happiness of society, friendship, and love is simply useless and insignificant. One should therefore not be attached to temporary things. One should take to Krishna consciousness and become eternally happy. Thank you, Srila Prabhupada, for being our Prabhu, birth after birth. Your servants Gopal Hari Das and Devi Murti Devi Dasi.
Thank you for reading that, Prabhu. Next, we'll have Charlila Chitragopi read His Holiness Jai Jataka Maharaj's offering, followed by Shri Radhika Mataji.
Namo Vishnupadaya Krishna Prasaya Bhutale Srimate Bhaktivedanta Swami Niti Namine. Namaste Saraswati Deve Gauravani Pracharine Nirvishesha Shunyavadi Vashyata Deshatarine. Dear Srila Prabhupada, on this most auspicious day of your Vyasapuja, I submit my respectful homage unto your divine lotus feet. By your divine grace's blessings, this year I have completed my Bhaktivedanta degree and I present it to you as an offering. Although I have read Srimad Bhagavatam many times, this time I read your Bhaktivedanta purports even more carefully. You mentioned that your purports are your ecstasies. It's always so blissful to read each word, which is full of profound knowledge, potency, and love for Lord Krishna. I am eagerly waiting to do the Bhakti Sarvabhauma course now. And I am encouraging the devotees to take up Shastra courses like Bhakti Shastri, Bhakti Vaibhava, Bhakti Vedanta, and Bhakti Sarvabhauma, something you desired. Many devotees are now taking their Bhakti Shastri, Bhakti Vaibhava, and Bhakti Vedanta degrees, and in this way becoming philosophically stronger as they systematically read your books. Srila Prabhupada, during the annual Sri Gaura Purnima festival this year, we inaugurated the tea OVP East Wing, the Narasimhadeva Wing, during a grand 3-day festival. His Grace Ambarasa Prabhu Svaha Mataji and the team are doing wonderful service with this magnificent temple. In the presence of the most GBCs, we inaugurated Lord Narasimhadev's altar. We're also working on the Museum of the Vedic Planetarium, along with the Bhaktivedanta Institute, so we can present the Vedas as good science in our exhibit wing. Srila Prabhupada, we would like to put all our efforts into fulfilling your instructions and desires for the TOVP. We pray to your divine grace that the TOVP can be completed on time so we can offer it to your divine grace. This year marks the 150th Vyasapuja of Srila Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur Prabhupada. All the Saraswata Gauriya Vaishnavas gathered on our ISKCON campus and celebrated for 3 days, glorifying Srila Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur Prabhupada. Even UNESCO recognized this day and marked it on their calendar. As I do every year, this year I had also planned a spiritual safari in which your grand disciples generally participate. It will be in Brajamandala this year. I left Mayapur to join the safari, but I fell sick and I had to be admitted in the ICU in a hospital in Delhi. Currently, my physical health is not very good, but otherwise, by your divine grace's blessings, I continue to travel and preach as much as possible. Working through my assistance as your divine grace instructed, we plan to install Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's lotus feet in Brajamandala with the safari devotees in attendance in April 2024. As I now can't be there physically, I ask His Grace Janani Vyasaprabhu, along with the safari devotees, to install the lotus footprints on my behalf. We are endeavoring to fulfill our Param Guru Om Vishnupadaya Paramahamsa Parivakracharya Ashostara Satashi Srimad Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur's desire to establish at least 108 lotus footprints of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu in the land of Bharata. We're trying to establish these lotus footprints in Gauramandala, Brajamandala, East India, South India, and West India. My dear Srila Prabhupada, my caretakers keep telling me that I should not travel, but should stay in one place. Yet I wonder where I will be if your divine grace hadn't traveled at your advanced age. Somehow I'm trying to fulfill your instructions to me, but I don't think I have done even a fragment of what I would like to do for your divine grace. Please bless me that I can become an instrument in spreading the mercy of Lord Chaitanya far and wide. Your servant, Jataka Swami.
Thank you for reading that. Next, we'll invite Sri Radhika Mataji to share His Holiness Bir Krishna Maharaj's offering and also hers, followed by Dr. Josi.
Namo Vishnu Padaya Krishna Prishtaya Bhutale Srimate Srila Rumapada Swamin Iti Namine. Namo Vishnu Padaya Krishna Prishtaya Bhutale Srimate Bhaktivedanta Swamin Iti Namine. Namaste Saraswate Deve Gauravani Pracharine Nirvishesha Shunyavadi Paschatya Deshatarine. My dear loving grandfather, Srila Prabhupada. Last year, during Udupi Yatra, my Guru Maharaj emphasized that in order for our movement to continue, the next generation must come to know you intimately. Inspired by him, I began rereading Lilamrita, this time with my children. A year since we started, my appreciation for your vulnerability and courage can best be summed up by the famous Man in the Arena speech of President Roosevelt in 1910. Quote, "It is not the critic who counts, not the man who points out how the strong man stumbles, or where the doer of deeds could have done them better. The credit belongs to the man who is actually in the arena, whose face is marred by dust and sweat and blood, who strives valiantly, who errs, who comes short again and again, because there is no effort without error and shortcoming, but who does actually strive to do the deeds, who knows the great enthusiasms, the great devotions, who spends himself in a worthy cause, who at the best knows in the end the triumph of great achievement, and who at the worst, if he fails, at least fails while daring greatly, so that his place shall never be with those cold and timid souls who neither know victory nor defeat." End quote. Who can be a better example of daring greatly than you, Srila Prabhupada? In spite of many imperfections, when I am called upon to daily step into my vulnerability, I rely courageously on our very personal and loving relationship to take that leap of faith down the cliffs. For I know that you will catch me, whether at the top, somewhere in the middle, or as I come screaming, crashing almost down to the jagged rocks at the bottom. I am clear that my life is sustained by your mercy. Your beloved granddaughter, Sri Radhika Devidasi. And I'm also going to read some parts of my beloved teacher, His Holiness Srila Bir Krishna Maharaj's Vyasapuja offering. He writes, "Dear Srila Prabhupada, I was recently reading Lord Kapila Dev's instructions to his mother Devahuti in the 3rd canto of Srimad Bhagavatam, wherein he tells her that transferring one's attachments of things of this world to an attachment for great souls is the secret to attaining Krishna consciousness. In this context, he also gives the qualities of those great souls." And then Maharaj quotes some verses. Then he says, "Srila Prabhupada, you manifest all these saintly qualities to the highest degree. Your dedication to the orders of your spiritual master is a manifestation of the above verses from Srimad Bhagavatam. I am praying fervently that attachment to you be my mission statement. I pray to live my life simply hankering for your approval, serving your mission, your followers, and bringing more devotees to your lotus feet should be my sole focus. So Maharaj quotes from the pulpit, "In conclusion, if a disciple is very serious to execute the mission of the spiritual master, he immediately associates with the Supreme Personality of Godhead by Vani or Vapu. This is the only secret of success in seeing the Supreme Personality of Godhead. Instead of being eager to see the Lord in some bush of Vrindavan, while at the same time engaging in sense gratification, if one instead sticks to the principle of following the words of the spiritual master, he will see the Supreme Lord without difficulty. Your servant, Bir Krishna Das Goswami."
Thank you, Mataji. Next, we'll have Dr. Joshi share a short story, followed by Sia and Sita Kishori.
Namaskar to everybody. It is a great pleasure that we are celebrating Prabhupada Ji and his greatness. He has done a tremendous work, we all know, all over the world for self-enlightenment of all of us. So we are very, very much dedicated to him and all the institutions and the people who are doing all this great work. His books are very, very inspirational. I read his Bhagavad Gita translation almost every day, and I am inspired. So I am going to chant one or two stanzas from Bhagavad Gita. अनन्याश्चिन्तयन्तो मां ये जनाः पर्युपासते अनन्याश्चिन्तयन्तो मां ये जनाः पर्युपासते तेषां नित्याभियुक्तानां योगक्षेमं वहाम्यहम् योगक्षेमं वहाम्यहम् तमेव शरणं गच्छ सर्वभावेन भारत त्वमेव शरणं गच्छ सर्वभावेन भारत यत्प्रसादात् परां शान्तिं स्थानं प्राप्स्यसि शाश्वतम् स्थानं प्राप्स्यसि शाश्वतम् जय प्रभुपद जी एवरीबडी से जय प्रभुपद जी जय प्रभुदत्त जी जय प्रभुदत्त
Next, we'll have our younger generation, younger than me, Sia and Sita Kishori, read their offerings to Srila Prabhupada, followed by Rahel. So, Sia, you can come first.
नमो विष्णुपादाय कृष्णप्रेष्ठाय भूतले श्रीमते भक्तिवेदान्ता स्वामिनिति नामिने नमस्ते सारस्वते देवे गौरवाणी प्रचारिणे निर्विशेषा शून्यवादी पश्चात्यादेशतारिणे. My dear eternal spiritual grandfather, His Divine Grace A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Prabhupada, please accept my respectful obeisances onto your lotus feet on this special day of your Vyasapuja celebration. All glories to your lotus feet. You made life simpler for all fallen souls, with books especially Srimad Bhagavatam written with so much of compassion. On this special day of your Vyasapuja, please bless me and engage in your services always. I have a beautiful picture of your Srila Prabhupada in my home, and every time I pay obeisances to you, I feel happy. All the things you have taught us, like getting up in the morning and doing the Mangalarati, Guru Puja, and playing the Mridanga of the Lordships, gives me lots of joy. Srila Prabhupada, one of the new things I have started this year is join the Sanskrit classes, where I am learning the Sanskrit alphabets, which will help me to recite shlokas from the Bhagavad Gita and Srimad Bhagavatam. Your teachings are so valuable. Without you, this world's spiritual life wouldn't be as much as it is today. I'm really grateful to you, Srila Prabhupada. Thank you, Srila Prabhupada, for coming to this material world and saving all of us. Indeed, you're Krishna's most wonderful gift to us. Thank you, Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna. Srila Prabhupada, Hare Krishna, dear devotees. Please accept my humble obeisances, all glories to your wonderful services and to Shri Shri Radha Shyamasundara. On this most auspicious day of your 128th Vyasapuja, I would like to ask you for your blessings. Srila Prabhupada, you made so many temples around the globe. You made ISKCON, a house in which everyone can live. You started Food for Life so no one goes hungry. You made so many fallen souls into devotees. You gave Srimad Bhagavatam and Bhagavad Gita to all of us. You brought prasadam into our lives. I like one pastime of yours that in your childhood, your pockets and mouth were full of kachoris. That's why one of your childhood name was Kachori Mukhi. We love you, Srila Prabhupada. Hare Krishna, your servant Sita Kishori.
Thank you for sharing those offerings. Next, we'll have Rahel, followed by Ganga Naran Prabhu.
Hare Krishna, please accept my humble obeisances. I'm not the greatest public speaker, so forgive me. I joined ISKCON 4 years ago at UIC, and the devotees, they introduced kirtan as something called a sound bath. And I just remembered being very confused at the time, but then when I joined, it just, it made sense. Kirtan was very enlivening, and the philosophy, it's just not something you can unsee. And there's a quote here that really stuck out to me. It's from the first canto, something that really resonated with me. The whole system of education is geared to sense gratification, and if a learned man thinks it over, he sees that the children of this age are being intentionally sent to the slaughterhouses of so-called education. And it's probably one of his more raw statements, and I just remember when I read that for the first time, just feeling so much relief. My experience in high school was just, for lack of a better word, hell. And the moment I read that, I was convinced this is Guru. This is probably not the most profound realization, but it was enough for me. Okay, that's all I had.
Thank you for sharing that. Next, we have Ganga Naran Prabhu, followed by Balaram Prasad Prabhu.
Namo Vishnu Padaya Krishna Prasthaya Bhutale Srimate Srila Prabhupada Swami iti namine. Namo Vishnu Padaya Krishna Prasthaya Bhutale Srimate Bhaktivedanta Swami iti namine. Namaste Saraswate Deve Gauravani Pracharine Nirvishesha Shunyavadi Paschatya Deshatarine. My dear Srila Prabhupada, please accept my humble obeisances. All glories to you and to your disciples who are bearing your torch. Thankfully, I am very thankful for creating this huge umbrella called ISKCON, where there are ample opportunities to serve and associate with devotees. And devotee association, as I understand, is the lifeline for execution of devotional services. The principles you have elucidated through your teachings and activities are the lighthouse as we try to navigate our specific time, place, and circumstance, thinking deeply how we can best spread the teachings of Lord Chaitanya within our communities and as we aspire to deepen our own bhakti. The congregation in Naperville is witnessing unprecedented growth thanks to the buckets of blood, sweat, and tears from many, many devotees. We have moved into this beautiful temple and have spent about a year executing various services within this new temple. We have built new relationships, we have learned new skills, and have learned something new about our own capabilities that go towards upkeep of the various aspects of the temple. Just yesterday, we witnessed record crowds of more than 10,000 people eagerly taking darshan of Shri Shri Radha Shyam Sundara. The selfless services of the wonderful devotees and the leaders was clearly evident by the smooth execution of such an important event. However, we have our challenges too. Adjusting to this new circumstance, challenges in scaling the congregation, challenges in decision making, challenges in prioritization, financial challenges, teamwork challenges, challenges within our own personal anarthas. There are challenges galore. That is expected in this material world. We have many areas to work upon and improve, and never forget who we are serving and for what purpose. But you have given us everything we need to succeed. You have taught us to cooperate and work together. You have taught us to focus on personal purification, yet continue to execute services with whatever level of devotional maturity we may have. You have, by your own example, shown us how to apply Vaishnava principles conducive to the particular time, place, and circumstance. I am reminded of a remark from my Guru Maharaj, His Holiness Ramapada Swami. Try to do what Srila Prabhupada did in a minute, minuscule scale, and you will automatically develop gratitude for Srila Prabhupada. So Srila Prabhupada, in the midst of all of these challenges, I am increasingly appreciative of your sacrifices, and I am very grateful for all that you have given us. On this special day, I pray at your lotus feet and beg you that if you so kindly desire, kindly endow me and this congregation at ISKCON Naperville with the intelligence, strength, and capacity to make the right decisions, to go outside our comfort zones and work in a manner that is pleasing to you, to Shri Shri Radha Shyam Sundara and the devotees. I beg at your lotus feet that I am always be engaged in your service within ISKCON. Srila Prabhupada ki jai.
Thank you, Prabhu. Next, we'll have Balaram Prasad Prabhu share his offering.
Namo Vishnupadaya Krishna Prasthaya Bhutale Srimate Jayapataka Swami Niti Namine Nama Acharya Padaya Nitaya Kripa Pradayane Gaurakata Dhamadaya Nagara Gramatarane Namo Vishnupadaya Krishna Prasthaya Bhutale Srimate Bhakti Vedanta Swami Niti Namine Namaste Saraswati Deve Gauravani Pracharane Nirvishesha Shunyavadi Paschatya Deshatarane. On this most auspicious Vyasapuja day, I'm not even prepared, but somehow Mataji asked me to give some, thought from whatever I can speak from my heart. Today, we are all here just because of Srila Prabhupada's mercy. I don't even know what ISKCON was. Years ago, how Srila Prabhupada, especially from a South Indian background in South India, nobody knew about Lord Chaitanya. Srila Prabhupada brought Lord Chaitanya into every nook and corner of the world today. That is because of Srila Prabhupada, right? I don't even know what association was, what prasadam was, which I am always attracted to. Prabhupada brought that association of devotees means. What does that mean? Is, see, we are all sitting here because of Srila Prabhupada's mercy. All glories to Srila Prabhupada. I was in Ireland years ago, and there was one temple bar, which is an area in Ireland, which has 800 liquor bars, out of which one Govinda restaurant was there. So I was thinking how because of Srila Prabhupada's mercy, in that midst of 800 bars, there is one Govinda. So that means how devotees can survive even in that hellish condition. That is because of Srila Prabhupada. And I was also thinking recently, somebody saw the poster in India was Srila Janmashtami, a couple of Americans, they saw a word Kirtan, and they said, what is, I was right there, me and Jananja Pandit was right there. They asked me, what is this Kirtan? right on the spot we were there somehow. Hey, they were aware of Kirtan, first of all. I was thinking Srila Prabhupada was in Vrindavan years, sitting he has his own, he has sadhana, he would have just stayed there. Just because of all of us, he came all over the world to preach Krishna consciousness. And just the Kirtan thing attracted people under here today. Just giving the mercy after mercy after mercy to everyone. It's unbelievable that we are all here because of you, Srila Prabhupada. And I don't know how much we are indebted to you. And every purport what you gave us in Srimad Bhagavatam, it touches heart, because we don't, even if I read, I don't understand. Just because of your purport, it's actually enlightening our hearts and giving us the Krishna Bhakti just by your purity, your words in Srimad Bhagavatam. I am really touched. Every time I come here, I offer my Srila Prabhupada's, obeisance to Srila Prabhupada. I ask one thing is, please give me a mercy that I will be in an association of devotees. That's the only prayer, nothing else other than that. Thank you for giving this opportunity. Hare Krishna.
And that concludes our offerings. Thank you everyone for your enthusiastic energy and sharing your heartfelt offerings. Appreciate it. From here, we'll switch to Pushpanjali prayers and Guru Puja. So we'll invite His Holiness Gopal Maharaj to recite the Pushpanjali prayers. He'll shortly make his way inside, and then we'll do Guru Puja, and then we'll head out for prasadam. So we can rearrange ourselves facing this way, and then Maharaj will shortly be here to recite the Pushpanjali prayers. Hare Krishna.
Om Agyana Timirandasya Jnanjana Salakaya Chakshudamilitam Yena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha Sri Chaitanya Manobhishtam Stapitam Yena Bhutale Swayam Rupagada Mayam Dadati Swapadantikam Vandeham Shri Guru Sri Yuta Padakamalam Shri Gurun Vaishnavangscha Shri Rupam Sagrajatam Sahagana Raghunatham Anvitam Tam Sajivam Sadvaitam Savadutam Parijana Sahitam Krishna Chaitanya Devam Shri Radha Krishna Padan Sahagana Lalita Shri Vishakan Vitangscha Nama Om Vishnu Padaya Krishna Prasthaya Bhutade Srimate Bhaktivedanta Swamin Iti Namine Namaste Saraswate Deve Gauravani Pracharine Nirvishesha Shunyavadi Paschatya Desatarine Nama Om Vishnu Padaya Krishna Prishtaya Bhutade Shrimate Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Iti Namine Shri Varshabhanavi Devi Dayataya Kripabdaye Krishna Sambandha Vijnana Dayane Prabhave Namaha Madhuryojvala Premadya Shri Rupa Nuga Bhaktida Shri Gaura Karuna Shakti Vigrahaya Namostate Namaste Gauravani Shri Murtaye Dinatarine Rupanuga Viruddha Apasiddhanta Dvanta Harine Namo Gaura Kishoraya Sakshad Vairagya Murtaye Vipralambhara Sambodhe Padambojayate Namaha Namo Bhakti Vinodaya Satchit Anandanamine Gaura Shakti Sarupaya Rupa Nugavarayate Gaura Virbhava Bhumestvam Nirdeshta Sajjana Priyaha Vaishnava Sarvabhauma Shri Jagannathayate Namaha Vanchakalpatarubhyascha Kripa Sindhubhya Evacha Patitanam Pavanebhyo Vaishnavebhyo Namo Namaha Namo Mahavadanyaya Krishna Prema Pradayate Krishnaya Krishna Chaitanya Namne Goratvishe Namaha Panchatattvatmakam Krishnam Bhaktarupasarupakam Bhaktavataram Bhaktakyam Namami Bhakta Shaktikam He Krishna Karuna Sindho Dinabandho Jagatpate Gopesha Gopika Kanta Radha Kanta Namostate Jayatam Saratopangor Mama Manda Matergati Matsarvasva Padam Bhojo Radha Madana Mohano Divyad Vrindaranya Kalpa Drumadaha Shrimad Ratnagara Singhasanasto Shrimad Radha Srila Govinda Devo Peshtalipi Sevyamanos Marami Shriman Rasa Rasarambi Vangshi Bata Tatastataha Karshan Venusvanayar Gopir Gopinath Shriyestunaha Tapta Kanchana Gaurangi Radhe Vrindavaneshwari Vrishabhanusute Devi Pranamami Hari Priye Jaya Sri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Shivasari Gaura Bhaktavrinda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare. His Divine Grace says Sri Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada ki push. Nama Om Vishnupadaya Krishna Prasthaya Bhutale Srimate Bhaktivedanta Swami Niti Namine Namaste Saraswate Deve Gauravani Prachadine Nirvishesha Shunyavadi Paschatya Desatarine. His Divine Grace A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada ki Esha Pushpanjali. Nama Om Vishnupadaya Krishna Prasthaya Bhutale Srimate Bhaktivedanta Swamin Iti Namine Namaste Saraswate Deve Gauravani Prachadine Nirvishesha Shunyavadi Paschatya Desatarine. His Divine Grace A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada ki Esha Pushpanjali.
Jaya Prabhupada, Jaya Prabhupada, Jaya Prabhupada, Jaya Prabhupada, Jaya Jaya Prabhupada, Jaya Prabhupada, Jaya Prabhupada, Jaya Prabhupada. संसारदावा नललीढलोका त्राणाय कारुण्य घना घना त्वाम् संसारदावा नललीढलोका त्राणाय कारुण्य घना घना त्वाम् प्राप्तस्य कल्याण गुणार्णवस्य वन्दे गुरो श्री चरणारविन्दम् महाप्रभु कीर्तन नृत्य गीता वादित्रमाध्यान मनसोरसेना महाप्रभु कीर्तन नृत्य गीता रोमाञ्चकम्पा श्रुतरङ्गभाजो वन्दे गुरो श्रीचरणारविन्दम् श्रीविग्रहाराधन नित्यनाना शृङ्गारतन्मन्दिरमार्जनाद श्रीविग्रह युक्तस्य भक्तां शनियुञ्जतोऽपि वन्दे गुरो श्रीचरणारविन्दम् चतुर्विधा श्री भगवत प्रसाद स्वाद्वन्न तृप्तान् हरिभक्त संघान् कृत्वैव तृप्तिं भजत सदैव वन्दे गुरो श्रीचरणारविन्दम् श्रीराधिका माधवयोरपारा माधुर्यलीला गुणरूपनाम्नाम्
Shri Charanarvindam. Nikunjayuno ratikeli sidhe Yayalibhir yuktirapekshaniya. Tatratidaksharativallaphasya Vande Guru Shri Charanarvindam. Sakshat harittvena samasta shastre uktastatha bhavyata eva shadhihi. Kintu prabhorya priya eva tasya Vande Guru Shri Charanarvindam. Yasya prasadat bhagavat prasado Yasya prasadan nagati kutopi. Yasya prasadat bhagavat prasado Yasya prasadan nagati kutopi. Dhyayan stuvam stasya yashastri sandhya Vande Guru Shri Charanarvindam. Nama Om Vishnupadaya Krishna Prasthaya Bhutale Srimate Bhakti Vedanta Swamin Niti Namine Namah. Prasthaya Bhutale Swamin Niti Namine Namaste Saraswate Deve Gauravani Pracharine Nirvisesha Shunyavadi Paschatya Deshatarine Namaste Gauravani Jaya Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Shivasadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda Krishna Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare Rama Rama Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare Jaya Prabhupada Jaya Prabhupada Jaya Prabhupada Jaya Prabhupada Jaya Guru Deva Jaya Guru Deva Jaya Guru Deva Jaya Guru Deva Nitai Gaura Hari Bol Hari Bol Hari Bol Nitai Gaura Hari Bol
His Divine Grace A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada ki Nitya Lila Pravishna Om Paramahamsa Hari Vijagacharya Astatara Satasi Srimad His Divine Grace Srila Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Thakur Prabhupada ki Ananta Koti Vaishnavrinda ki ISKCON Founder Acharya Srila Prabhupada ki Nama Charya Srila Haridas Thakur ki Prem se kaho Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Shivasadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda ki Shri Shri Radha Krishna Gopinath Shamakund Radha Kund Giri Govardhan ki, Shri Vrindavan Dham ki, Shri Mayapur Navadip Dham ki, Shri Jagannath Puri Dham ki, Ganga Mai ki, Jamuna Mai ki, Tulsi Devi ki, Bhakti Devi ki, Shri Harinam Sankirtan ki, Shri Shri Radha Shama Sundara ki, Shri Shri Radha Madhava ki, Gauranga Mahaprabhu ki, Srila Prabhupada ki, Srila Prabhupada ki, Gaur Premanandi. All glories to the assembled devotees. All glories to the assembled devotees. All glories to Shri Guru and Shri Gauranga.
Hare Krishna, everyone. I hope everyone had a wonderful Srila Prabhupada's Vyasapuja. Haribol! I know I'm the last thing between this and the feast downstairs, but we have to say some thank yous to make this festival happen today. It's no easy feat to have this organized after a full day of Janmashtami and the preparations leading up to it. So firstly, I want to thank Maharaj for being personally present in person to make this happen. Premananda Mataji, Dhananjay Pandit Prabhu, and Yamuna Jivan Prabhu for all the setup of Abhishek and Arati. Thank you. Our cooks, Katamrita Mataji and Pratibahu Prabhu, who made the feast. And all the devotees who cooked and brought offerings for Srila Prabhupada that were offered today. All the devotees who helped to arrange the preparations and transfer them downstairs. And of course, Amrita Keli Mataji and Govinda Mohini Mataji, they stayed up last night, came early this morning, cleaned the entire temple. They're actually the ones that wrote everything for me to speak today. So they're the brains and the organizers behind this entire event today. So please give them a huge round of applause. So we can make our way downstairs for prasadam, but I have one request. If we can get 10 devotees to stay up here to help clean the temple room and the kitchen, that'll be very much appreciated. Thank you. Hare Krishna.